These guys really lost these guys. It's going to be a long road of recovery for Lethal, but I do have a lot of faith in that roster. In the meantime, we're going back to the TSS Complexity game. We saw round one going in favor of TSS. Complexity has a massive lead, but control of the oddball for TSS at the moment. Rockets coming up. Looks like Complexity is going to be able to grab these rockets and play for the break.
This is the swing game. Game number 3 in a 1-1 series. First round of TSS, but Complexity have the lead here, about 56 seconds of a lead. Juziro with 1 rocket in the chamber. This is a great defensive hold. You have 1 rocket and no immediate need to fire it. You can just wait for the first player to overextend, and there comes the shot. Juziro finds his mark with the rocket. 10 seconds remaining. Mortally might be the last hope for TSS to break this hold. Oh no, he was just the distraction. 2 more players from TSS rotate through top of C. They break that hold in the final seconds after taking down the rocket player Juziro. Now TSS, they're claiming Subway as their home.
Look at this flank. Look at this flank. Tusk got behind enemy lines. Tusk is behind them all. He's able to find the first. Sceptify with the shotgun shuts him down, but it's gonna buy Complexity a bit of time to at least stop this ball. And here, who else but Juziro to keep leading the way. Swish rotates in, gets the kill though off respawn. Ball time still in the favor of TSS, but Complexity making it mixy at the back of C. The break is coming in from the driveway side. SuperCC has the weapon to deal with it. Suppressed, you can't deal with the perfect shots.
The use of the thruster in the middle of that stalker rifle play while not missing a shot in the process. SuperCC is a name that I want and expect to hear more of in season 2. He's been putting in the work and it is showing. Looking across the stats, every player in double digits, but the assists right now for TSS so strong, nearly double digits across the board there as well. And SuperCC is showing more of that ability with the red gun. It might have been Bulldog in the previous matchup, but right now the red gun is the weapon of destruction.
SuperCC looking gross on the sticks today. Rockets go in the hands of Mortally. He's able to throw 1 off before the break is starting to come in. Sceptify's last alive, and the push from Complexity's in. Look at all 3 of them making a triangle. And with 10 seconds left on this ball, Complexity might just be able to recover. SuperCC goes down. Desperation time. I think the white flag might be out. They're not going to get there in time. A great effort to get themselves back into that game. Rockets don't go in their favor, and suddenly Complexity, only needing 1 break, get round 2. Who will win the swing game of the series? Mortally, I've seen better grenades, gonna be honest. He's gonna be able to get to B.
You've thrown better grenades, I'm gonna be honest. But Mortally with a nice little recovery there. Instead of relying on the grenade, has to rely on the team fire. Instead, finds the back of Suppressed. He finds the red gun. So deadly earlier in this match, but any reign of terror with that weapon is gonna be cut short. Sceptify with 2 rockets and the oddball, almost using that objective skull as bait. Climbs up to the top of this little bulldog ledge, waiting and expecting anyone to come around the corner and find themselves on the wrong end of that rocket.
You see Complexity opted to move all the way back towards PD side, and Sceptify's rocket really not going to play much of an impact. SuperCC tries to make a miss. SuperCC's living, but can't live for long. Juziro comes in to clean it all up. It's a clean break from Complexity. And now how does TSS get to each other, right? You can't push out too fast because your teammates are on a spawn cycle. Finally, all of them are up. Sceptify and Swish going to be working together. They need to get these kills. Suppress making himself a hard kill. And now, suddenly, TSS in position to make the break, but they didn't check their corner. Sceptify gets the trade, but now the rotation's going to be in from Complexity. Juziro goes for the fake out. He goes down. Tusk lasts alive, but he's got a stellar performance. 23 and 19, but he can't keep it going. TSS find the clean break and are able to minimize the amount of time Complexity is able to get. That was a dangerous situation that TSS just stabilized from.
Yeah, and Swish with the remote detonation, shooting out those spike grenades and then rolling through with the Bulldog. Honestly, a trade on Tusk, you might have to count it as a win because Tusk has been steamrolling throughout this match. He's part of 40 kills, 24 kills, 16 assists, added up some quick math. He's been a high impact player in this game. Rockets are on the ground. SuperCC shuts down one complexity player, but it's Cykul last alive. There's bodies dropping left and right. Cykul as the lone survivor. Rocket launcher and oddball.
Cykul has the opportunity to stop this. The first rocket doesn't connect. The second short as well. Tough spot. Those rockets did plenty of damage, but they didn't result in any kills. But Cykul's cleaning it up anyway. He knows there's someone lurking at the back of A, but the drop shield does the job. Punches come through. Tusk with the rotate. Now, this is where TSS has to be fast. They can't let the rest of Complexity spawn on that ball, and they should have gotten there fast enough. You're going to see Complexity spawn completely away, and now they're separated, and they're on a spawn cycle. This should be plenty of time for TSS.
TSS are trying to get right back in this game, and they have the positioning to do it. Swish fives with the Sentinel beam and the helpful ping, giving information to teammate. The assist comes through. Look at this rotation, though. I did not expect this. I thought they were going to hold the ball back on Subway's side, but they rotated clear through B. But two are going down for TSS. Complexity should get control of the weapons as well as the oddball off of these last final slays. Sceptify with the melee takedown, but as soon as he turns around, he finds three more waiting, and even SuperCC's defense is not going to hold.
The tough spot for Cykul and Sceptify and Mortally work together to get the kill. The red gun not gonna be enough. He knew his teammates weren't gonna spawn on him. He needed to make the play to slow TSS down, but nothing can slow this roster down. Able to get the kill. SuperCC doesn't quite have the timing to get those rockets. One more round of slays required for those rockets, but they'll soak up some ball time while they wait.
What a series we have on our hands. TSS with just a slim 10-second lead, holding at the back of A. Two players from Complexity are rotating through Cafe, and then through Tires comes Sceptify. One rocket left to utilize, tosses it to the top of the tower. Doesn't find a kill with it. That's been the story of Rockets throughout today and yesterday. Catches Cykul's back, and even off of the thruster, Cykul is taken down. TSS have control, but no one's picking up the oddball just yet. They could be milking some seconds, and they might need to worry about an oddball reset. It looks like finally someone from TSS gets their hands on the ball. Juziro caught in Cafe between a rock and a hard place. TSS continue their team shooting as the ball sits out in mid.
I love these plays from Sceptify. It's almost like that sneaky wide receiver that can find separation on the map. He's able to find the routes to get behind the team quickly. He finds the quick flank. It results in two going down for Complexity and the ball going back in TSS favor. Juziro able to find Swish hiding out down low, and Juziro able to equalize the numbers. The rotation's gonna be null and void because Cykul's waiting. And this is going to be a huge break from Complexity. For the first time in this game, it really feels as if TSS is in a dangerous spot. And they're going to have a long road ahead of them if they're going to find this break. And Juziro's waiting with a bulldog that barks.
The stat lines of these two teams are just crazy to me. Everyone in the 20s for kills. Everybody with a chunk of objective time. Such an even matchup of 8 players you rarely see. Mortally finds the red gun of Cykul, is taken down as he tries to rotate with that oddball. Can Cykul pick up another? He has Sceptify weakened, but it's not enough. Now SuperCC is going to take that red gun in hand. We saw him working with it in the last round. He's dealing out the damage again. The damage demon. He even finds the back of Suppress, setting up kill after kill. And oh no, that melee. I don't know if it didn't connect or it wasn't enough damage. SuperCC is taken down, but not before he crosses the 30 kill mark.
I think just one of those shots went straight, but the Rockets are here for support. Morley blows one away. And you can see this team firmly set up as he goes, recovers the ball. No more Rockets to use. Swish is making a quick flank. Swish might be able to find Juziro before he's able to get into some damage. I think they called him out. Yeah, they did. Swish couldn't stay alive. And now Juziro's in between everyone. He's getting the shots down range. 1 kill, 2 assists. SuperCC. How long can you live? Can you find a miracle? Red gun in his hand. They only need one break. Similar situation from the last round, but oh no, Complexity snuff him out, and that's a massive death because now they have to wait another 8 seconds for SuperCC to get involved in the fight. This is where you get cycled off to the spawn. Suppressed finds another.
Swish did find a couple of opening picks, however, a little bit of an answer back. Complexity broke that hold just at the time they needed. TSS just needs to break through this line of defense one time. They only need 8 seconds on the board. Mortally there at the top of Pizza. We see a player, Sceptify, jumping down to pick up the oddball. Cykul is doing everything to lay down the cover fire, but it's not enough. He's not going to make it in time. TSS are stealing this game back.
I've never seen a more impressive play when a team is like a team loses from that play, but the way that Cykul moved at the end right there, he was fighting 3 players, got the damage and got the kill, tried to get their time. The only reason he didn't get the kill on that ball is because he ran out of bullets. Cykul cracked in those final moments, but TSS just played the better game. They had the better setups. They were able to hold that ball more effectively. Complexity, the slays are there, right? The talent is there. This is a team that can compete. Look at Cykul, man. He's taking on 2 players, right? He sees the ball gets picked up. He's putting all that damage down. He comes through. Just never got that full reload off. That was a little interesting. I mean, if we rewind a little bit. I don't know if this is a glitch with the observer, but you can see when he does do this reload, he gets 36 right there. But I think he slid just a little bit early. I think it's an observer glitch because when you slide, it does cancel your reload, I believe. I want to see. Let's see.
I did good pickup.
Yeah.
Dude, he had 36 there for
and then he comes down to 7. So that's unfortunate because he gets that kill on ball. His teammates are there, right? They have a chance.
Yeah, Juziro was flanking driveway. He ends up taking down the ball holder, but just like a second too late.
Yeah, I think it's just a reload animation that's broken. It happens all the time in observer mode, but it's just tough because he did try to reload. He just canceled his animation at some point, doing some sort of action, and it results in the oddball going in favor of TSS. King of the Hill on live fire up next.
And we did see a little bit of that update pop-up coming through. Rebellion takes down Cloud9 3-0. Cloud9 are out of the tournament. They'll be coming back for the Monday and hopefully Tuesday as well. But for now, Rebellion are going to continue moving forward. We might be catching up with them a little bit further on in the bracket, but goodbye to Cloud9, at least for now. Are you surprised by that outcome at all, Tools, or is that what you would have expected from Rebellion to take that series?
I think Shopify Rebellion is a tier above Cloud9, but I would have thought it would have been closer. Like, if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I was like, I think that game will be pretty close. Like, Shopify Rebellion has some newer players. Like, it might take them a second to get adjusted. After we watch a match versus Optic, this is a team that's competing for top 4 every event. They're very good. It's going to be interesting to see how they play against, like, a FaZe. I think we're going to probably see that eventually in the elimination bracket. But that Shopify Rebellion team, they look to be well-tuned. Let's just put it that way. This is a team that has real potential.
Yeah, just as a reminder, that Rebellion roster is Ryan Noob, Rain, Mental, and Carmea all coming together to get that 3-0 sweep on Cloud9 in the lower bracket. Now, Cloud9 might just be the most recently announced roster. We got Squale, Nemesis, Triton, and then Rami as well playing with them. So we'll hope to see them back again tomorrow as we continue on in this series. TSS off of that clutch win, round 3 of Oddball. Honestly, that Oddball Streets game was a high octane from start to finish. And I have to say, this series, these 8 players, they are living up to what you predicted, Garrett. They are going head-to-head game after game.
Yeah, I think this one has Game 5 written all over it. But you know TSS won't be satisfied with that. They're going to try to close it out here. Sniper rifle, who gets it in their hands? Who's going to be that player that controls the map? The sniper can make all the difference. My eye's going to be on Cykul, the young blood. Still just 17 years old and really becoming the face of Complexity Halo. I'm excited to see what his future career looks like. His second season of the HCS started yesterday, and he's already made huge impacts for his team. A new team at that. The Tusk, the number 2 Slayer from yesterday, able to get that sniper rifle right away. He's playing for this overshield. You can see TSS valued the opening time rather than playing straight up for the overshield right away. And well, you know, it was a bouncy one, but the blueberry hits the toe, and that's enough for the kill. Tusk gets the overshield, and now his team also has control of the hill. Everything going right for Complexity.
I think Mortally actually like stepped on that plasma grenade, you know, like a piece of gum on the sidewalk, just caught to the bottom of his boot. Unfortunately goes down, and now Tusk, overshield, sniper, and spike grenades. Can't underestimate those at all. Gonna rotate over here to the box. Hill is being locked down, and oh, that spike grenade! I said don't underestimate it. That's the catcher's blessing right there. What a perfect spike grenade from Tusk, and then the perfect snipe to follow up with it.
Tusk absolutely destroying in this early game. And well, when it comes to King of the Hill, Complexity is efficient. Yesterday in King of the Hill, they had 3 players in the top 10 of all KDs. Cykul, Juziro, and Tusk. These guys ran through their King of the Hill matches. They're fast, they're aggressive, they know how to get the slays. And TSS, they're just struggling in the water right now. They're just trying to tread, but Tusk is shutting them down. It's another 3 down. This might be one of the fastest games of King of the Hill you'll see if this pace continues.
Complexity was the #1 team for KD in King of the Hill, and you were talking about how quickly they won those games. The average length was 6:43, so I'm keeping an eye on the clock because that is some rapid fire capturing of the hills. Tusk has been impossible to kill thus far. Looking at a killing spree, and he gets it right in front of him, making it look easy in what has been a very competitive back and forth matchup.
Insane from this Complexity roster. Well, you say 6:43. I don't think people understand. 6:43. That's the fastest of any team. That's unusually fast. Cykul,
yes,
with the triple kill. TSS, they have not been able to do one thing. Swish looking for a kill. SuperCC sitting in Olive Garden. Breadstick in hand. There's nothing these guys can do to break into this hill. They just, every time they've been shut down. Juziro gets the first pick once again. SuperCC able to get out of the restaurant, but still nothing is safe as Suppressed is trying to keep Swish away, and well, Juziro finds the follow-up.
I tell you what, you cannot watch an LVT Halo stream and be hungry at the same time. Between the steak dinners, the pancakes, and the Olive Garden breadsticks, there's always going to be a food reference to get, so make sure to eat before enjoying the show. That's all I'm saying. Or bring your popcorn. Right now, the show is giving us plenty to watch. Swish has yet to break that goose egg on the kill count. Has been a part of 2 kills, but now sniper in hand. You want to see the first kill coming through, finally. But look at TSS. Even now, they are scrambling. They might have the sniper in hand, but they don't have a hill to their name.
Okay, so you're down 3-0. Swish finally starts getting some kills with the sniper rifle, but there's a lot to overcome. Swish able to get 1, but Juziro and Suppress find 2. Mortally and Sceptify suddenly have to deal with the pressure, and they're not going to be able to deal with it well. They're going to go down fast, and this is what's dangerous for TSS, is suddenly they're going to be down in numbers just because of the way that they've gotten killed. It's a cycle, and it's a tough cycle to break, as we see Complexity start to rack up the kills. This hill with overshield, you think Sceptify's probably going to be able to capture it, but getting 1 hill when you're down 3, that's not going to be enough. You need to start pulling off something that really changes the momentum of this game, that gives you life, because right now Complexity is snuffing it all out.
We did see some pretty impressive answers back on King of the Hill yesterday, but 3-0 is a dangerous position right now for TSS. And they don't want to just chalk this up to, hey, let's take it to game 5. You need to keep in the fight. Don't give anything over to Complexity. Every hill counts. Mortally is finding his mark. He takes down a kill, but it's the team fire again from Complexity as he is melted. They're hopping back on the hill. Sceptify, stay alive, finally! You know, we're waiting for players to break the breadstick or to get their first kill on the board, but you gotta feel a little bit better that finally they have a hill to their name.
Yeah, but Complexity's won this rotation. They're already in hill. They're getting time. Swish trying to decide how he's going to approach this. Wants to break through into the nest and get to that tower, but Cykul awaits at the top. It's going to be a tough break for TSS, and it's all going to come down to Swish and what he's able to do on this flank.
Swish with the plastic pistol in hand on the flank, finds the back of Juziro, cleans up the kill onto Tusk. You called such an importance on that flank, and he's not done yet. SuperCC is down to 1 shot. It's going to be enough for the assist. Holding on to that plasma pistol, 10 seconds on the sniper. We saw Swish doing some work with the sniper earlier. We have to think that he wants it back in his hands, but right now, Overshield and Sniper spawning at the same time. Cykul rotating. He knows that SuperCC is going for the OS. That first grenade nearly found its mark. SuperCC miraculously was able to pop that Overshield. Cykul still pushing forward with the use of that commando.
Yeah, Cykul just being a thorn in their side, laying down as much of that damage as possible, peppering players with this commando rifle, and finally Complexity breaks the tower once again. And now they're gonna laser in on these players at sandbags. They know where the push is coming from, but the players just quite aren't in position yet. And this is gonna allow TSS to get some much needed space, and SuperCC with their sniper trying to make sure the tower stays out of play.
Dangerous spot though for SuperCC. Juziro gets 2 kills on the board, and SuperCC, his life has to count for 2 right now, because if he goes down, the sniper goes with it. See him contesting at the top of tower. The body shot connects, the team fire connects. But instead of holding that top tower position, SuperCC is looking a little bit more greedy for kills than what I would have expected. He rotates over, sets his sight onto Nest, doesn't connect with the snipe, but the frag and the BR shots should be enough for the assist to come through. Here comes Swish on that flank yet again, and we're seeing a wave of slays go in favor of TSS. This is just what they needed.
Yeah, hey, suddenly it takes 1 hill at a time. You let TSS get 1, well, they're gonna want to take 2. You let them get 2 hills. They're gonna take 3. Complexity playing a dangerous game right here. They need to shut this game down. And well, Cykul doing a great job at that. Shuts down Swish. We see the respawns coming in, and now time is a factor for TSS. There's not a lot to work with, and they have a hill to overcome. Get in and get in fast. The kills are coming in favor of Complexity. This game looking more and more likely to be finished as Cykul cleans them up. 4 go downhill, back in the possession of Complexity. Game in their favor. Game 5 on the horizon.
Oh, I wouldn't have been happy with anything less, Tools, than a game 5. A couple, honestly, I'm gonna say it. These teams are a couple of my favorites to watch, just because they have such a balanced roster that anybody can pop off at any given moment, and you know, you don't really know what to expect. They're a mixture of veteran players and some up-and-coming talent. I just think they are entertaining to watch, both the TSS and the Complexity roster, giving us something to enjoy. So I am grateful, as always, to make it to a game 5, but I'm gonna put you on the spot, Garrett. Who takes this game 5?
I mean, hey, history repeats itself. Slayer went to TSS. I think they get the job done once again. Now, I want this game 5 to start as soon as possible. I want to see these players stay hot, get in. Look at the damage done by this Complexity roster. 4,000 at minimum. Each player on that roster outslayed the best of TSS. That's an absolute whopping. And well, TSS are gonna have to put that one behind them, and they're gonna have to do it quickly, because that momentum can carry so fast in a Slayer.
Yeah, talking about getting a whopping. SuperCC took over 5,000 points of damage. Definitely see a little bit of that focus there from Complexity to deal with SuperCC and not let him take off. And a little picture-in-picture here as the Optic lobby is building. So stay tuned for more of that. We'll keep our eyes there as Optic and their opposition fill up they're up against Native Red. Am I correct on this one?
Yeah.
So that lobby is being built.
Team friendship. I love Native Red, but Optic's a hard game. I do see Optic winning that series, but I always like to root for my Native Red boys. Those guys, they are officially the longest a tenured team, as in they've been playing with the same four for the longest time. After that Sentinels roster drops Lethal, or I guess Sentinels leave, the 3 players from Sentinels leave Sentinels to go join Renegade on FaZe. It's finally Native Red that has the claim for the longest team.
Definitely a matchup that we want to get our eyes on, and we saw the quick pop-up there as well. BTH takedown going rogue 3-0. So as we continue throughout today's bracket, team after team either moving into the lower bracket or even in some cases being eliminated from today's tournament, we are starting to narrow down this list of teams quickly. BTH is Believe the Hype. I'm trying to remember. Okay, that's Monster, Precision, Neuronical, and Bone. So a shout out again to Mr. Snow for compiling those team roster lists. They're going to be moving forward in the bracket as well.
Yeah, I just got word from my stats man. He went and ran the data between Complexity and TSS and how they performed on Slayers yesterday. And what he told me, they're identical.
Oh,
their stats are the same. These guys play the same. And you know what that reads to me? 50-49.
Okay.
I think this one's going to come down to the wire. Both these teams want to continue forward, and this would be a huge feather in the cap for TSS. Sceptify getting revenge on his old team that dropped him just before Charlotte. TSS frustrated that they haven't been given opportunities of other teams, but they have to go through the young gun. Cykul, just 17 years old, and making a name for himself in Halo Infinite.
Dude, I love that little 1v1 Cykul versus Mortally. Both of them kind of those young guns, those up and coming Halo players. And in this matchup, Cykul comes out with the win. He turns it into a double kill. A brief lead now from Complexity, a 1-point lead at that. Juziro is doubling back, throws some plasma grenades to try to buy Cykul some time to recharge the shield. The shock rifle is going to do a little bit of chain damage, but Juziro can't stay for long. He's on the run. Tusk is ready to cut off that retreat.
Tusk taking on the 1v2. Oh my god, he's doing some damage. Can't quite get him both, but he made him weak, but the push is stopped, and that might be the momentum change TSS was looking for. Oh man, Tusk was laying down the hurt, but he couldn't get the finish. And now you see TSS roaming as a crew, able to get that shock rifle away, and they're looking to tap some heads. SuperCC. This man's been waiting for his big moment on the main stage. Went pro in Halo 5, wants to win a tournament in Halo Infinite. And these are the games that you have to win if you want to continue on.
We can see that shock rifle connect, and here comes Tusk again. After dealing out so much damage on long haul, not coming out with a kill, he's going to take a kill and an assist and a shock rifle. The trifecta tying up the game. Tusk could take the lead if he can line up the headshot. He knows there's players in the back of pipes. He's watching for that bat ledge peak, but both Mortally and SuperCC are kind of keeping their heads covered there at the back of pipes. Great patience, though, from Tusk. Not giving up his position, not giving up this weapon. And both teams have slowed down to a snail's pace.
Yeah, Recharge is a map that slows itself down when you don't have control of the power weapons, right? Right now, TSS, they probably have the better position on the map. You usually want to be inside of A towards gold, have those crosses. But they don't have any utility to help them kill on those crosses. And they know if they peek too much, and Mortally's thinking about it, but Mortally, you gotta think twice. He jumps up, he says, no, I'm not giving you that angle, Tusk. And Tusk knows suddenly that Mortally's not really gonna challenge that angle anymore. Tries to get Cykul up towards glass. Oh my god, never mind. Mortally's a demon. He says, let me get the damage in. They're trying to hammer doam Tusk for a second.
Yeah, it was great team coordination because I think it was Sceptify at the top of A trying to charge that plasma pistol shot and timed it with Mortally to thread the needle with the BR, but the plasma pistol didn't hit. So now a new approach here from TSS. They had their sights set on taking Tusk down, and if option A didn't work, they were quick to adjust to option B. Juziro in trouble at the back of C. TSS suddenly with a 4-point lead.
I mean, what a great push from TSS, right? It all starts with Mortally giving that information. Shock rifles in tower. They start to make a push, and it's 3 players at once.
No.
They all coordinate at the same time. They get the kill, and now Sceptify kills the camouflage as well. Shock rifle in their control. This is where the game can change for TSS. This is where they can run away, but Suppressed finds an equalizing kill. 2 for him, and now TSS trapped at the back of C. The collapse is in. Complexity recover immediately. What a play. What resilience from this Complexity roster.
Absolutely incredible to see TSS breaking that hold, and then Complexity. They took just a second to regain their composure, come down with a kill wipe of their own. And now we're pretty much back to where we were. Still fight going down in control. Players are not willing to sit back and be patient, but there's fights brewing left and right. Cykul goes in, he ends up with a trade of kills. Sceptify on the low ground. He hears Tusk, but he hasn't found his shots yet.
Okay, Complexity's being fast, but they have a timer. Sceptify's on this immediate flank. If they don't find this break fast enough, Sceptify's gonna ruin their time. Sceptify gets back into the action. Tim and SuperCC working together. The shock rifle hits the body, not the head. Juziro gets 2. Swish is trying to get the follow-up, but Juziro has a quick rotation to his teammates. That's going to change the hands of the shock rifle. And that's honestly, it's going to come down to who heats up with this weapon in particular first. Neither team has really hit the headshots that you're looking for. When this weapon starts connecting, it changes the pace of this game so quickly, and you will see a team start to run away.
I couldn't agree with you more. The other item up for grabs here is the camo, and I think that has proved to be less effective than we would have liked. And here we go. Swish says plasma pistol beats shock rifle, even from the low ground. Wasn't gonna let Complexity get too comfortable with that power weapon. Both teams slowing down 1 more second, watching that camo spawn. Mortally goes and gets some damage on Cykul. He lost a previous 1v1 against Cykul. This time he backs out of the fight, but he finds Suppressed. Suppressed trying to stay alive at the back of pipes. Players go down on both sides, but I think it's TSS with the numbers advantage. And now the camo shock rifle combo in the hands of SuperCC. Is this where he can heat up with the weapon? He finds the BR kill instead. He needs to escape with his life.
Yeah, Tusk using that movement with the repulse, knowing he had to get out of that hallway. He only has about probably 10-15 seconds left in this camouflage. And you're gonna see Complexity not really opt to push anything quickly. If he can find a pick and then let his team push forward, that's what he's looking for, but he ran out of camo at the wrong time. He's able to get there in time. Cykul gets the kill, but the trades are in for SuperCC. Juziro's pushing forward. Juziro goes down. Triple kill for SuperCC. 15-6, willing his team ahead in this game thus far, and they're able to keep that shock rifle in their possession as well. Look at Complexity running tail between their legs as they have to retreat all the way to C.
I love to see these smart heads up plays from SuperCC, a name that you will not soon forget, leading his team and leading them to this advantage that they have, this lead that they have, 6 points ahead.
Oh my God,
the 1v1 against Cykul. SuperCC is ducking, using all the movement. He doubles back. He doesn't have to take the 1v1. He's gonna wait for a better opportunity. And now it's Sceptify versus Cykul. Cykul on the run, and Complexity are looking like a different team. They're in trouble.
Yeah, Complexity's running out of runway, and Suppresses positions known. They're gonna throw in nades. Mortally says, yeah, you can't keep hitting. He gets the kill. 8 more to go for TSS. Complexity don't have position to fight for this camouflage as of yet. Mortally at C-plat with the shock rifle. You go too fast, you're going to drop down. Gets the damage. SuperCC gets the finish, and he's on pace for a 20 kill game. I've been talking, SuperCC is so motivated to make his dreams a reality. He built this roster, and this roster is incredible.
We saw SuperCC and Swish in the Spartan Snowdown, the Space Station Gaming Invitational event, where they came out with a 5th, 6th placement. think that's when people started to get their attention on these players, but now they have Mortally. Now they have Sceptify on the pickup, and they are looking more confident than ever. 4 points to go, a 9-point lead. Swish, give us the perfect shot. Everybody wants it. Suppressed right around the corner. If he peeks too soon, Swish might just take his head. Body shots are all he's gonna get, but he has a teammate. It's Sceptify coming through, trying to clean up the rest of that kill.
There's someone hiding at A. I think Complexity might try to break through from the A side. It's SuperCC. He's going to be the most important player. Tusk comes in for the challenge. SuperCC's weak, but he needs to wait for his team to help to come. Mortally's up top. SuperCC's from behind. SuperCC gets the kill. Just one more away. Sceptify, can he get revenge on his old team? Says SuperCC, clean up my shot. 21 from CC in a game 5 ice up.
Wow, 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 that's what you want to see. TSS show up when they need to. SuperCC with the 21 slays in a game 5 slayer. That is the clutch factor. SuperCC is the real deal.
SuperCC did it for his teammate. Sceptify dropped from Complexity just a week ago. Charlotte, not even a month before, Charlotte said, you gotta go find a different team. We want suppressed. Well, Sceptify found himself not a new team, but a new home. This roster looks so good. And SuperCC, he leads the way, a leader through and through, able to drop 20+ kills in a game 5 tournament life situation against Sceptify's old mates. This is all that you want from a leader. This is everything you expect from this team.